What's up, friends? This is Manni and welcome to great news. The Fafnir can now use the Traditionalist pilot skill and gain 62.5% more durability in trade for no longer having his ability. And that may actually allow him to outperform the Fenrir in many situations, having more firepower, right? So you get two setups, Cryptic Hazard and the ultimate pulsar here in a nice compilation as usual. Important to note is though, Sviatogor Belov is not the right pilot anymore. I didn't change it here, but this pilot skill only works with the ability, so obviously you should be having a different pilot skill. So yeah, let's get into this, but first I want to say massive thanks to Bunnyhop and War Robots for his insane contributions to the channel over the last days, with super thanks donations that really made my day, and I can't have that standing there without personally saying thank you, sir. Because many of you may know it, things aren't running all that well right now, and stuff like that really freaking helps. So again, thanks, man. Alright then, step 1, bait the Reaper, because he's already ready to bite off some chunks of my HP, but not today. Alright, so you'll see also how the ultimate pulsar that we're running here on this Traditionalist Fafnir now performs insanely well. This is a setup you can't even build on a Fenrir if you're because there's no heavy version of pulsar, and the ultimate pulsar only exists as a medium slot, which this robot here has 4 of. And so you'll see me hard carry this team deathmatch match quite a bit, at least until Titan's coming, okay? So we're corner shooting very well here because I have a lot of dudes right there trying to shoot me. Yeah, they can't, as long as I stand here. However, now there's 2 Lynx coming and they are gonna try and do some attack runs with their stealth. I saw that the Reaper Crisis right there dropped his stealth for a second. I immediately used that opportunity to take him out of the game. I'm not gonna allow him to get back into stealth. And then we're gonna fight the rest of the team further on, alright? You see there's and what also a crazy thing that's gonna happen is there's gonna be so much face focus happening in a few minutes. There will be like 4 teammates around me, but they will just pick me out like a cherry. Alright, so let's just wait for that to happen. I guess what's happening here is I'm killing so many of them that they get really upset with this Traditionalist Fafnir. And they may not really understand why in the world this freaking Fafnir is so immensely difficult to take down. I don't think many people actually know that there's a Traditionalist version of this around now, because it's brand new. So yeah, let's go for it. By the way, I read this in the comment section. You guys told me, hey Manni, do a Traditionalist Fafnir video. I was like, wait, what? Are you Traditionalist Fafnir? Did you mean something else? And I checked, and well, there it is. So you've seen I've already gotten rid of a bunch of these attacking reds that were coming my way, and now there's an Ophion to the left and the Khepri to the right. I gladly accept the one-on-one versus the Khepri, positioning myself so that the Ophion can do nothing against me, and then I spot some dudes coming through the center. Map awareness, ladies and gents, getting some sweet kill here, and also dropping that Fenrir down the line very quickly from super far away. And also the cool thing, of course, about pulsar is that they lock you down as well, right? Another really good advantage next to doing insane damage at insane range with immediately arriving damage potential. Now I'm in a bit of trouble spot here. That Ophion was able to get me this that Crisis there as well, and then the Khepri was shooting me with his spears. That was a bit of problem situation, but the real deal comes in from behind now. This guy pushes me out into the open. Of course, the Khepri has no one else to shoot but me for some reason. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and deal as best as I can with that Orokochi coming in from behind with his harpoon weapons. Thankfully, I get team support and we get him out of the way. He activates his ability one last time, but it is really like at that last split of second of like his last 5 health that he has. And now comes the moment. You'll see there are so many teammates around me. They could shoot all of them, but they 100% ignore everyone else on the battlefield. That Ophion kills himself just to get a couple of shots into me, while at the same time also never letting off of me. And the Khepri was also firing at me in the distance there. Now they're spawning their Titans, and again, out of all the things they could shoot at, it's gonna be me who takes that shot. So far, I'm happy with it because I've done a great job, so it's good. And if you kill them so many times, obviously at some point they're going to be trying to get rid of you as well, right? They're going to shoot back. So I spawned the Cryptic Hazard version, got lifted by a Newton Titan once, and then hit so hard by all the team. I was like, thankfully I survived that, and boop, it happened again. And that was my gameplay with the second Fafnir. Now, an important tip coming from Beheaded and Mr. Bananas. You can actually get your turrets on your battleship's bat. Did you know that? I didn't know that. They told me, and that's why I'm giving thanks to them for letting us know. And I'll get you the information as my viewers. You should have the edge. You should have the knowledge. Alright, so we're equipping an anti-jamming support here. I have 9 of them and 19 gravity amplifiers to a Monarch battleship, right? So now we're switching the battleship, putting in another one, and this allows us to sell the other battleship that has the equipped turrets. And when you sell a battleship with equipped turrets, you actually get your battleship's turrets back, which you shouldn't get, and Pixonic is probably going to fix that very soon, although they shouldn't, because it's unfair to delete your battleship's turrets. What the hell, right? But anyways, right now, you can use that. You can sell your battleships with the turrets. Of course, this only makes sense and helps you if you're willing to sell that one battleship. But if you have one that you want to get rid of and you need those turrets back, this is your chance to simply sell it right now, get the turrets back, and put it on another battleship. Very, very exclusive tip and information from me right here, better from Mr. Bananas and from Beheaded. So thank you guys for letting us know. And like, again, this is going to be fixed very soon, so it's probably only a few days maybe until this will no longer work. So if you have need of that, make use of it now. So now, meanwhile, we're in the second battle here with the Cryptic Hazard, and I'm kicking some serious butt. I must say, these weapons are really freaking powerful. I haven't ran them in a while, and by the way, for these weapons, I think you can use the autopilot as well, right? The autopilot makes weapons like magnums, Tarans, and these plasma weapons, all plasma weapons, faster in unloading their firepower. The reload will not change, but how quickly you can fire will change, so you will increase your damage per minute quite a bit with the autopilot. If you were to ask me for a number, I think maybe 25 to 30% more damage increase due to the higher fire rate of your plasma weapons is what you're getting. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's somewhere around this. But of course, only while you're firing. If you have downtimes in between in which you don't fire, you're not getting any damage increase. It's when you have continuous firing over longer periods when you really notice that DPM increase. But yeah, so you see these hazards are actually really kicking butt, and I'm surprised to see it. We're having a bit of a fight against Orokochi coming in. Thankfully, the guy is no longer at max health. I'm waiting out his his ability here, and then we're gonna hit him as he comes out of that. And even though he had the new Shatter shotguns, he wasn't really able to drop me quickly, because this thing has a lot of health now and a lot of resistance too. It doesn't have the Fenrir level resistance, but it's enough to really tank through a lot of damage. And as you know, you can increase the resistance in various different ways by having certain drones, or by getting lower amounts of HP. We have the pilot skill here as well. It's the Stubborn Warrior. When we get below 30%, we get another 40 defense points added to the ones that the Fafnir has already. And that's actually pretty good. Of course, you'll never get as tanky as the Fenrir, quite, but it's still, you have more firepower. Here, I love this moment because I was sitting right there next to this old Raijin, and he was hammering in with the double Nucleon and the Bastion mode with basically having a third heavy weapon running, so to speak, right? And he was also providing me with a shield here. It's like, wow, this is awesome. Let's enjoy this. Let's sit here and snipe together. But then I also noticed Titans are coming in, and a turret from a Mars is firing at us, and then I get lifted by a Newton. I didn't even know where the Newton is. Yeah, so far nothing was shooting me, and then, there's the Newton, and look how my health drops to 0, basically. Something else was shooting me from the other side as well, and although I'm back to 200-something thousand HP, I lost a weapon. And that leads me to saying, again, ladies and gentlemen, Pixonic, why don't you implement a pilot skill generally for us to equip in the weapons category? You know, we need more weapons category skills. We have only like 2 or 3. Some weapons have 0 weapons category skills, except the usual 3% more damage or whatever. So maybe this is a good opportunity. Add a pilot skill in the weapons tab that allows you to remove the loss of weapons at low durability thing. I know that is also a skill that the drone does. Yeah, I understand that. But why should it only be that drone, right? We have various different things that can provide stealth. We have various different things providing absorber shields. Why shouldn't we not have one more, way of allowing our weapons to stay on? Because especially tank setups really suffer from this, because they usually have the ability to, even with low HP, still live quite a long time. Even with low HP, still use and impact the battlefield. But as soon as you lose 2 or 3 out of your weapons, right now you see the Nodens with a single weapon. I would put that pilot skill even on the Nodens, where I can't lose weapons. It's just unacceptable to run out with 1 out of 4 weapons. When that happens, it's like, scrap the robot, next one. Because it's equivalent to death. Why would I, you know, add that pilot skill, it would really help. So now we're on an actual sniper map on Canyon with these lovely ultimate pulsars. It's my favorite, even over the Cryptic Hazard. The Cryptic Hazard did well, but it's not doing as well as the ultimate version of Pulsar. I'm not even sure if the regular version of Pulsar might be that much worse, because the ultimate Pulsar is not nearly as much more powerful as the regular Pulsar compared to, for example, Ultimate Orkan versus Orkans. The Ultimate Orkan versus Orkans is like one Orkan might be like 4. One Ultimate Orkan might be like 4 or 5 regular Orkans in terms of DPM and efficiency overall. It's really this crazy. At least 3 times, maybe even 4 times, seriously. But the Ultimate Pulsar, I think, is only like 25% more strong than the regular Pulsar. Maybe 30%. There isn't really that much of a difference between those two. I'm not exactly fixed on the numbers, but I know there's not nearly as much of a difference as to the other weapons. And I will be curious to see how the ultimate Corona performs compared to the regular Corona. We already had it on the test server. Is it already released? I need to check. But Ultimate Corona also didn't seem to be this more powerful like Orkans are. And also remember, we have Ultimate Avengers and Punishers coming in too. So also some just off-topic stuff here. I had a cool Mender boy following me here. What's his name? Something. And he's helping me quite a bit stay in the game and stay relevant. I always enjoy being here in the center of the map when the map allows it. When people spread too far out, you no longer have cover to hide behind. But if the battlefield is like it is right now, a group of enemies over there and a group to the left, you can basically play very well from this point here, snipe in every direction, and even find cover when firepower comes from a certain point. Here I knew that this Orokochi lost his ability, it was on cooldown, so I just counter-walked the corner, out-positioned him, and made sure this guy dies. I could have just stayed there, but I knew this guy is vulnerable right now, and this is one of those targets you simply can't leave alive. So it was worth it, the detour, to get around him and get him down. Definitely. So, lots of enemies coming on the left flank. Got rid of one of them, but the other guy's coming, and this guy seems to be sniping me for a bit. Even though I go behind cover, I walk back out of cover, he's still shooting me. It's like, what? Have you not done anything else in the meantime, dude? But yeah, it's thankfully I can take the hits because I'm a freaking T-Fafnir. I really need to get used to this. T-Fafnir, 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 T-Falcon, T-Fafnir. Okay? It's close enough. My brain just needs to build a bridge now. So I saw that Titan and I knew it's the same player as the Orokochi that was just there. No, not Orokochi. The Orokochi and the Lynx. And so I know he's focusing me. He just proved that the minute ago. I recognize the name. I know it's the same guy, so I'm gonna stay careful. And you see he's doing nothing other than shooting me. He's like, there are targets next to us. He's not interested in them. So if I just stay behind the corner, this guy will not fire at anybody. That's good. I can just take him out of the game by hiding behind a corner, and he will be completely useless in the meantime. Nice. Alright, so down to 100,000 HP, this time without losing weapons. That's amazing. So I can snipe this guy's attempt of getting our beacon to the right. Also empty the rest of the clip into the Ophion, forcing him into an early flight activation, which basically makes him so that now, see, he can't kill our Scorpion. To the left, with the titled champion, it's, I think, a Scorpion or something. Or I'm not sure, what is it? It's a Blitz? I'm not sure. But yeah, he couldn't kill him because I forced him into an early flight activation, and so his flight was not really available to him the way he needed it to. So then I'm speeding this up by 400% because there's not too much happening, but I do want to show you that this is the entire match that you're seeing here. And I have one more for you here on Power Plant. By the way, one of my most favorite maps in the game, Valley and Power Plant, I say this all the time, are my favorite maps. I love the beautiful sun and bright setting. It just makes me happy to see the bright settings. For a counter example would be Yamantau. I don't like Yamantau because of this dark gray-blue setting. It's just, it just doesn't create this happiness in my heart when I see it. I don't know, it's probably a stupid way to say it, but you probably still understand what I mean. And this here is one of those maps with these beautiful bright setting that I just love so much. And Valley is a little similar to that. And also, it has the perfect amount of cover and open spaces. I can snipe, I can brawl, and I can do anything I want. It depends just, I will have a different spot on the map depending on what setup I want to run. This map offers everything for me. And that's why it's always been my favorite, really. Together with Valley when it came out. So we're standing here sniping into the enemy base, but I understand now I can't really reach them. So I'm moving forward a little bit, and that's when I get myself into a little bit more of a brawl as well. Because now the Ophion comes in. Of course, we're going to try and work him down pretty fast here. Even a lot of teammates there. That landing was very, very bad. Should always try and pick a landing spot where you're not getting immediately attacked afterwards. He was getting shot by a Reaper Creeper, and that triggered him to say, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get you. And I know that feeling, man, I know it. But better never to let things get this way, and just strategically place yourself so that next flight you can get the Reaper Creeper, right? Because this way, didn't really work. Got triggered too much by the crisis setup there. Anyways, moving on to the next kill. This guy right here, and you see how fast the pulsars kill, right? They're really dangerous, man. These weapons are not to be underestimated. Also, due to the fact that when they start firing, they often lock you down. If you don't have anti-control, you're pretty much destroyed right there. Also, another thing, anti-control should prevent the choke ability from the Newton Titans. Of course, obviously, the Newton choke ability shouldn't last. It shouldn't go 800 meters. That's completely wrong. It's an ability that is this game-breaking and this impactful. It should not have more than 350 meters range. Seriously, you should. If you stay at 360, you should be safe not to get lifted by a Newton Titan. So very important. Please fix that, Pixonic. And also, the anti-control should help you against the choke ability. You should blue glow and boom, Newton choke was worthless because I have anti-control, you know. Here we have another Fenrir coming in, and there's going to be two Fenrirs actually, this one and another one. This guy has the new Shatter and Brisant shotgun there. Very dangerous. You see he's doing a lot of damage, and I notice a freaking Titan as well. Behind me is a Titan that forced me to walk forward, and as soon as I walked forward, another Titan shoot from the front. I was like, seriously, man? What am I supposed to do now? Thankfully, I was able to get behind another cover that shielded me from both Titans. So now we can focus on that Ao Ming. And it's awesome. We see actually two Ao Mings flying up there in the air, although one of them is already gone. That's just what happens when you're in an Ao Ming, and that's why you don't see him too often. Look, he's taking a few shots from somewhere, and now look at his health. Zang! That's it. What happened is Tonan's Fulgur happened. Tonan's Fulgur on the map, Ming says goodbye. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Uh-oh, I wanted to capture the beacon, but then I see two dudes spawning on it, and that is a good argument for me, especially one of them being an Ares with 8 weapons, built in 4 and other 4, and then comes another Fenrir here from behind, the one you've seen in the intro. Guy is trying to attack me, and I'm already low health, but I have a lot of resistance going on, and I'm already pretty strong with the max stacked repair amplifiers. You see to the left, it says 60. That 60 means our repair amps are fully stacked, giving it yet more resistance to this robot. And that's why, even though he's rocking really powerful weapons, he wasn't really able to deal any meaningful amount of damage to me. The same, of course, will happen for a Fenrir too. If he equips this thing, he will also often get to full stacks on the repair amp, and then you can do it. But previously, the Fafnir really couldn't do that very well because he didn't have the necessary amount of health to take so much damage that all stacks of the repair amp will activate, or the maximum stack state triggers. And now with the Traditionalist version of the Fafnir, you can safely do that, relatively safely, and therefore add a tremendous amount of extra survivability with combining repair amp and the Traditionalist. It's an awesome combination. So, yeah, another tank has arrived in War Robots. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Also, Beheaded and Mr. Bananas, thanks for the information of getting the turrets back on the battleships. And, of course, Bunny Hop and War Robots for your massive help there. So much appreciated. So, yeah, see you in the next videos, guys. Manni off. Bye-bye.